If you're thinking of buying a house and you're not really in a panic to buy, because of a family situation, you need to buy this weekend. If you're not in that situation, I would probably wait a bit to see how things pan out. Because as you probably know, there's another rate hike coming up in July, and we really haven't felt the true effects of the June rate hike that just happened a few weeks ago. So the way things are going, I have a feeling it's going to be a buyer's market, and the price is going to keep going lower and lower every single month. For how long they do that, I don't know, and for by how much every single month, I don't know. I'm not an economist, but the way things are trending, I have a feeling if you wait a little bit longer, you're going to be able to save a little bit of extra money. Usually, I only cover the West End because Halton and Peel, because that's where I work, that's where I grew up. But somebody wanted to know like what's happening in the market overall, like in general. But by no means am I an expert in Durham, York, and Toronto, because even Toronto has like 200 different neighborhoods. So it'd be wrong for me to say, yeah, yeah, I know that neighborhood, call me to buy or sell, because that's not doing you guys any favors. So I just wanted to get that out there because I don't want to give off the wrong impression like I'm an expert in those areas. But I do have access to all the stats. The first thing we're going to cover are number of sales. Now, I checked, March was actually busier than February in terms of number of sales. So I pulled up the peak of the market, and now let's see how it has compared to May. And you can see every single market is down. I mean, that's not really a hot take. I think everyone knows that. But this is how much they're down by, like 43%, 37%, Peel's down 35%. So something to keep in mind. Now, I also want to compare June of last year to June of this year. So the first 20 days only for each month. So this is June of last year, the first 20 days only, and this is June of this year, first 20 days only. Now, if you compare this, like this is how many sold in each region in last June, and this is how many have sold so far in June of this year. And you can see, same thing as the last slide, every single market is down, every single one. The lowest is York, minus 20%, Peel being the highest, minus 55%. So market's down if you compare it to June of last year, and if you compare it to the peak of this year, same thing, market's down quite a bit. So something to keep in mind. Now let's check what's available right now, what's on the MLS right now. Okay, I think my battery is going down, so I'll try to be quick. So this is what's available on the MLS right now. And if you see here, like lots to choose from. If you're a buyer, lots of listings to choose from. If you are a seller, keep this stuff in mind because technically this is your competition. Okay, so let's take, for example, York. Over 3,100 listings available in York region. And out of those, 685 of them have had to drop their price because they were not getting the price they were looking for. So they dropped their price to match today's market value. And out of the 3,100 listings, over 2,000 of them have been on the market for longer than 2 weeks. This is important to know because if you're a buyer, there's no need to panic anymore because there's lots of listings to choose from and they're sitting on the market longer. So you don't need to rush there in the first 2 days and offer $50,000 extra. Now, I'm sure in some neighborhoods that's still going to happen because some neighborhoods never slow down. They're always in demand. And like one listing comes up every 4 months. Then obviously, yeah, that's different. But we're not talking about the unique neighborhoods. Okay, so over half of the listings that are available, they've been sitting on the market for longer than 2 weeks, which means less panic. Less panic means less crazy offers. So good to know if you guys are thinking of buying or selling. I think these are important stats for either party. Now let's look at cancellations because if you are a seller, you do not want to end up here because then you have a very bad real estate experience, then you hate real estate agents, and it's just like a bad experience overall because you clean the house every day and nothing happened. All because you might have been advised on the wrong listing price. But let's look at cancellations of last year, same thing, the first 20 days in June. This is how many listings got canceled, and this is how many have been canceled so far this year. Same thing, the percentage increase is unreal, like 20% being the lowest, 58% being the highest. Now, chances are when a listing gets canceled, one reason is the family situation changed and the seller doesn't want to sell anymore, or they're not getting the price they're looking for, so they're just not going to sell. So they just take it off the market. So that's possible. Second reason, more likely reason is they were not getting the price they were looking for, so they canceled the listing and relisted it at a new price. If you guys like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. Cheers me up. Thank you very much. Hopefully this helps you guys. Like I said before, if you're buying, just wait a bit to see what kind of reaction there is to the rate hikes, because you might save a little bit of money, and nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, thanks. See ya.